And lastly, we've got to talk about DDE. This might require a whole clip of its own, but DDE, let's be real here. There are a lot of great automotive YouTube channels out there, but Daily Driven Exotics has managed to perfectly corner the market on exotic car content when it comes to capturing the lifestyle and all the wacky stuff you can do. And they're always trying to find ways to push the envelope and treat their cars the way I might treat this Mustang. And recently, they've gone even further to the point that they've knocked something off their bucket list, and they participated in Gumball from Toronto to Miami. 3,000 miles in a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ with a Gentani F1 exhaust. That's a loud car, and that's a lot of driving. Almost as many miles as I do in a week as well. I do about 3,500-ish in my semi, but I get a guaranteed 10 hours of sleep every day. I don't think they had that, but they've managed to keep, raising the bar for themselves. They've got their insane 550 Maranello, with a custom one-off body kit. Most of us have to find body kits that we can bolt onto our cars that other companies have already made. They've just decided we want to make something 100% our own. That is the ultimate dream. I don't even know how much that costs. I'm not brave enough to find out. Their Ferrari F12 with the twin turbo kit inspired by the Ken Block Unicorn. That's insane. They've got a Porsche Carrera GT, like a 1,500 horsepower Lamborghini Huracan. They've got a Diablo SV and a Lamborghini Murcielago. They've got an incredible assortment of cars. The only way to raise the bar, if they even can, is to get a hypercar and treat the hypercar like they're supercars. I know they've looked at P1s. They had one briefly, but they weren't able to insure it. I think now they would be able to. But like with a McLaren P1, when it comes to aftermarket support, I don't think there's much. But if you wanted to do something insane with a McLaren P1, and you couldn't afford a McLaren P1 GTR, like a race car, you could send your car off to Lanzante Limited, the people who are responsible for the LM versions of the P1 GTRs, the six of a kind street legal versions of the P1 GTRs with the stroked versions of the P1 GTR's engines and are street legal. And I think a P1 LM even technically in my headcanon, holds the road legal record on the Nürburgring, even faster than Porsche, which isn't a surprise. It's got more power than the P1 GTR, but we're not talking about that. I really would love to talk about that, but that's not what this is about. You've got a P1 road car, you send it off to Lanzante. They convert it to the HDK spec, the high downforce kit. It makes your car look like a P1 GTR, but you've still got air conditioning, the P1 road car interior, you get a plaque, and the P1 GTR style exhaust, the wing. You've got the whole thing without paying $6 million for it, I think. I don't know how much it costs to do the HDK kit. But man, if I had a P1 and I could afford it, I would do that for sure. Because it definitely doesn't ruin the car, it looks sick. So I personally hope they do that, because if they don't do it, I'm gonna have to. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do that, so I hope they do it. DDE is pretty cool. They keep raising the bar, so it's not any surprise that they're one of my biggest inspirations for what I do here and what I aspire to accomplish later on. Thanks to them, I feel like getting a Huracan one day is something I can realistically aspire to do. So, hopefully I'm correct in thinking I can do that and believing in myself. And hopefully one day they can sign the dash of the car, and then I'll hopefully even be able to go up from there.